thecasesolutions.com. Hey guys, this case is about Concorde 2.0, Reinventing Supersonic Technology Case Solution. Ethical considerations. A commercial supersonic aircraft has long been a thought. The iconic Concorde was produced as a result of major aerospace companies' enormous investments in the creation of this type of jet in the 1960s and 1970s. The Concorde, which could reduce international travel times in half, was incredibly well liked by businesspeople and frequent long-distance passengers. However, there were numerous problems with the Concorde operation. 20 years after its launch, the very last Concorde was removed in 2003, and there was no supersonic civil transportation to take its place. Carrier, 2021. The controversial past of the Concorde is brought up by recent suggestions for an elevated civil aviation, requiring considerations of the ethical aspects that such a process brings. The construction of the new supersonic transport is the most moral course of action, according to analysis of noise pollution, greenhouse emissions, security, and this project and #39's ability to enhance the aerospace sector. The most obvious barrier to the development of supersonic aircraft is carbon emissions. In order to drive a jet at higher speeds, more power is needed, which increases the amount of fuel burned. As a result, supersonic aircraft seem to emit more pollution by design than subsonic aircraft. However, more thorough investigation shows certain intriguing phenomena that have not yet been thoroughly investigated. Higher heights are required for supersonic flight in order to increase efficiency and reduce noise. Supersonic aircraft emissions differ significantly from those at lower altitudes in terms of their impact on the environment because the properties of the atmosphere at higher altitudes are different. For instance, supersonic aircraft are expected to have considerably lower emissions of nitrous oxides than subsonic flights, which is a major concern for the health of the entire planet. Owing to noise and security concerns, the FAA has restricted supersonic aircraft over land since 1973. Furthermore, in recent years, aircraft development has placed a strong emphasis on reducing noise emissions. After receiving numerous complaints from people in locations in which military had been performing tests to evaluate the impact of supersonic explosions on people on the ground, the FAA imposed the 1973 limitations. This rule is a typical illustration of Wright's test, where people who benefited by flying on the airplanes take activities that have a negative impact on individuals on the ground. As a result, supersonic aircraft can only operate almost entirely over water. The FAA is obviously aware of these problems, and the experts tackling this issue are already adhering to an established ethical contrails, pollutants, the stream of condensed water vapors that are frequently observed trailing behind aircraft, have an impact that is yet not completely understood. According to climate scientists, the warming effect of supersonic aircraft contrails could be roughly 10 times higher than that of subsonic aircraft contrails. Emitted contrails rapidly drop to lowland areas where they become absorbed by powerful weather systems and lose their ability to affect the environment on a global scale. Supersonic contrails would probably not be induced in such a way due to their substantially greater operating height. Zhang, 2021. This leads to some very intriguing ethical questions that high-altitude supersonic travel has the ability to improve world health, yet it might also have unforeseen effects on the environment. The efficiency test, which seeks to optimize good and reduce bad, is well matched to this dilemma. Low-altitude subsonic flight and #39's health consequences have been measured through research, whereas supersonic flight and #39's impact on the environment is entirely hypothetical. The efficiency test promotes the creation of supersonic aircraft in order to reduce the harmful health impacts of which experts are currently aware. Owing to noise and security concerns, the FAA has restricted supersonic aircraft over land since 1973. Furthermore, in recent years, aircraft development has placed a strong emphasis on reducing noise emissions. After receiving numerous complaints from people in locations in which military had been performing tests to evaluate the impact of supersonic explosions on people on the ground, the FAA imposed the 1973 limitations. This rule is a typical illustration of Wright's test, where people who benefited by flying on the airplanes take activities that have a negative impact on individuals on the ground. As a result, supersonic aircraft can only operate almost entirely over water. The FAA is obviously aware of these problems, and the experts tackling this issue are already adhering to an established ethical approach. Organization respond to change, revised Concorde. The Concorde jet is used for commercial flights that consider 2 times faster than the sound, and it presents as the best aeronautic achievement of that time. This technology won the hearts of its passengers with its speeds and luxury interiors. However, as time passed, there is various reasons considered for the fall of the Concorde project, in which the first reason is its falling from its financial condition. Because this technology or aircraft needs high maintenance costs, but after the incident of 9/11, there is less potential in the business of air travel and people got scared of flying in aircraft. The second reason for its failure is because of the glass-shattering noise. These aircraft consider to fly faster than the sound that creates sonic boom while traveling or flying. 2020. The final and major reason for the shutdown of the project was when Air France Flight 4590, crashed in the year 2000, which included killing all the passengers and crew members inside the flight. On the other side, NASA, also working on the X-59 aircraft, considering its main goal to reduce noise pollution, which comes under the main reason for the downfall of Concorde. NASA start working to create and build an advanced and revised version of the Concorde aircraft, and this working led by the project manager of NASA, Peter Cohen. The main focus of the project is to design a quiet supersonic technology. An estimated scale-down is considered to test the flights in the year 2020. Evidence of using the garbage can model. There is evidence of the garbage can model occurring under the process for Concorde aircraft. The first evidence is presenting the radical innovation of the aircraft before its actual time that ultimately neglects the problem raised under the process. The second piece of evidence is dividing the passengers into classes and considering this technology only for commercial flights with upper-class passengers that unfortunately neglect the middle class or the mass population of the passengers. Future directions and recommendations. The overall analysis of the Concorde project and its revised version working by the different organization presents that the organization started working again to provide better experience as compared to the previous version. There are various problems and challenges raised during the procedure of the Concorde aircraft project that need to look over by the manufacturers to reduce the risk factor and help to come back with new updated technologies. In future, this project need to be focused on the ethical values during the project, which include noise pollution and air pollution that consider to be harm for the society. The organization have to fly this aircraft on the higher altitude that ultimately help to reduce the noisy pollution and provide high-level training to their employees because this project considero be innovation that change living style of human. Unresolved questions and suggestion for development. There are various issues that highlight by the study and the organization during the procedure of the Concorde and after it become the reason for its downfall. Some of the problems are again considered to be unresolved because the organization neglect the facts and the raising problem, which include air pollution because of high oil burnout. Supersonic jet produce high carbon emission as compared to subsonic jet. The other issue is considered as a division of passengers class, and this technology is only used for the commercial flights, which consider high fare prices that is unaffordable for most of the population. Conclusion. The Concorde supersonic jet was created by the combined working of British-French-based companies, and this led to the development of a breakthrough supersonic technology that changed the perception of traveling. The jet could travel at the speed of twice the speed of sound and thus reduce the time of traveling. This was an innovative technology, but the ethical issues related to them were quite concerning as the pollution issues arise due to noise created and the carbon released. The last Concorde flight took off in 2003, and then 2 decades have passed, but the technology could not be resurrected. From 2020 onwards, the leading aerospace companies like NASA and certain airlines have reinforced the technology by innovating quiet supersonic technology and decreasing air pollution by using less carbon emission or treating carbon release. This is just a sample partial case solution. Please place the order on the website to order your own originally done case solution. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. If you want any case study, visit our website thecasesolutions.com.